There are so many fairy tales all over the world about the goldfish and so many jokes on the same topic. But let's look what is behind all these jokes and all the fairy tales, again all over the world. And let us ask the goldfish to serve as a model for today's discussion, as we will talk about our beloved topic, desires and wishes. And although, being a Buddhist, we generally analyze everything from Buddhist point of view, this time we will analyze not on the level of classic Buddhism, but will come on the lower level. So let's try. According to the great noble second truth, the cause of our sufferings is our desires. But still, when people generally hear it, they say, "Oh no, I don't want to refuse my desires. I don't want them to take away my desires. So I'm okay with meditation, but I'm not okay with this kind of Buddhism, and so please take away the second great noble truth." It is somehow a democratic approach towards the Buddhism and has no connection with Buddhism itself. Still, let's try to understand what is going on in reality with our desires and with our wishes. So first of all, we have to understand that wishes take a huge energy from us with quite low efficiency. First of all, wishing something and trying to fulfill it on every step, we lose a lot of time, we lose a lot of energy, but generally we don't really know what we want. We feel something, but we cannot say anything about the topic. Even if we are able to fulfill, we are still unhappy with it. Because any case, we lose the energy again, we lose the time again, and then we are afraid of any loss. And moreover, even if we understand what do we want, we still are not again okay with the reality. We lose the feeling of reality. We lose the feeling of presence, and we are not even able to appreciate what we still have now, right now. And so, spending a lot of time, spending a lot of energy, wasting our time and energy, we do not get anything finally. The simple analysis of our desires show not only absence of desires very often, but also we are able to find out that the subject or the thing that we wish is not our own wish. It is just something that is dictated by the outer world, by social media very often. The same, unfortunately, really the same, is going on with our dreams. Of course, dreams are much more than desires and wishes. But still, dreams should have somehow an X factor. If they haven't, then they are not dreams. They are again wishes. If we have a strong motivation to fulfill our dream, then it gives us strength. It gives us a kind of faith. And then we are able to fulfill it. This kind of approach can give us some energy to survive the wasting of energy, but any case very often with low efficiency. So let's try to go forward. It is something like standard model to dream about something without understanding what is the subject, to want something without understanding what do we want, and so on. Very often it is useful to think about our past desires, fulfilled or not. Because in this case, we are able to understand, to analyze the a real connection between wasted energy and the result. So, as for the honest analyze, we have a wonderful model, really wonderful model. If we want something, if we are unhappy with this feeling of wanting something, then we have to pass a small test. So the first question is, what do I want? What do I really want? Not just abstract, but something on the paper. Something that I can write down and say, I want this very thing. You know, very often people are unable to pass this exam on the very first step. Wanting something, wishing something, spending a lot of energy, we are unable to answer this very simple question. But let us imagine that we passed it. Then the second question comes. Do I really want it? Not this one, but do I really want it? So I understand what do I want. But do it really? Is it my wish? Is it the wish that I really want and ready to spend energy and time? So again, very often, even passing the first one, people are unable to go forward after the second question. Still, let's imagine that 2 questions are passed. Then the third one, very difficult one. For what purpose? For what? I really want it. Do I really want it? Okay, again. But for what purpose? And then, generally we stop. We generally lose here because we finally understand, oh, I don't want it. For example, I want to buy something because someone from my colleagues have it. It has nothing to do with our own understanding, our own wishes, and so on. So, but let's still imagine that someone passed these 3 questions. And then the 4th question is, what will I do with the result of my wish? And this is the end, because no possibility to answer this question. But if someone will be able to pass this test and answer 4 questions, then of course he will be able to fulfill it. And his wish or her wish will be fulfilled, of course, because the heaven will help him or her. We are fond of such fairy tales, like fairy tale about goldfish and so on. And we generally want to meet the goldfish. Once, please help me to fulfill my wish. So let's pass the very difficult test. Let's imagine that walking by seashore, thinking about something good, not only about swimming in the sea, we suddenly notice a goldfish. So, and the golden fish says, all right, you can make your wish, but with several conditions. Mind it. First, it could be only one wish. Second one, you should not complain later. Third one, you should not change your mind, as there will be probably no other possibility. And the last one, you should not be disappointed with the result. And also, you have only 30 seconds. Start it. alas, people generally fail. And so it comes that step by step we perceive the impermanence of our wishes, the transience of our desires. We understand the vanity of all that we want. And step by step, gradually, we still finally come to the Buddhism. And the goldfish, as a living being, also appears in the hand of Sugata.